All right, welcome back to the art of shitboxes. Today we're working on the Camaro, or continuing work. It's another unbelievably beautiful and gloomy weekend here in Milwaukee. So there's not like a whole lot to do. But there's plenty to do here. On the NC and Dan's NA Miata, actually I'll probably do all of that before I do anything else. Dan's NA is pretty close to being primer ready. My NC, the entire passenger side, hasn't even been past the 180 grid after. So I'm gonna take care of that this weekend as well, as time is now moving a lot quicker than I thought it was. And with the Volvo assuring the angle gear, I'm about to lose 2 days bare minimum to replacing that once all the parts show up. It's time to build some more shit boxes. So Dan's Miata's coming along pretty decently here. Rear quarter over here. About what we got left to do of the fiberglass and 36 grit sanding. Takes a little bit of time, but it's shaped out pretty well. This is the last pass I should be making on that before we glaze out everything. He had a little damage here. He bought 2 new fenders actually. Those should be showing up. Hopefully he can find a trunk because this one's pretty fucked and we don't want to deal with it. Work dealing with a million like popped up dents everywhere. It's not really worth our time. Granted, the price of NA parts, all of a sudden, it's arguable whether it's worth saving this trunk or not at this point. And hopefully he finds a front bumper too, because his is really weird. But it is an authentic one, it's just kind of weird. His top's pretty much good to go. We got like little patches of fiberglass and junk to just take care of on this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and get the ear file ready and start busting through this thing. Montage. All right, now that we're done sanding, we get to sand even more. And that's the beauty of bodywork. There's always more to sand. His initial pass with fiberglass has been finished. It actually turned out pretty good in most of the places. He's gone around the car and torched the glaze because it is probably roughly around 40 degrees in the shop right now. And we're no longer working in the shitbox garage. We're out here in little Chernobyl where there is no heat. But real men do not need heat. They create it themselves with friction. Lots of friction, sandpaper, lots of sanding. Yeah, real exciting. While Dan does that, I'm gonna start sanding my MX-5 right now, get an idea of how well this side turned out. And after that, hopefully I don't need a whole lot going on here. And then halfway through the day, I'm gonna move on to working on the Camaro so that I can start getting that thing torn in and placed properly. So, let's have some more fun sanding! It's been a solid 2 hours of sanding, and the NC's actually coming out pretty well. Not a whole lot going on here. I've got like teeny weeny like little spot here, a couple right here and right here. Not a big deal. That's a quick glaze. Dan and I are definitely what I would call exhausted, and it's only like mid-afternoon right now. Dan's come a long way on his Miata as well. We're well on the way to repairing all of this. That's pretty much primer ready. I think he's just working down his bottom edge right here. He's got a little bit more file sanding to do by hand, but the rest is actually looking pretty good. Dan, how do you feel about sanding? Do you love sanding, Dan?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Is it like your favorite activity?
More than sex.
Wow, you are a fucking glutton for punishment for sure. You know what? I disagree with that, but you know, that's a personal preference, I guess. I would much rather be having sex than sanding any of these pieces of shit right now. Oh boy, was that a lot of interesting. That wasn't even remotely interesting. Honestly, Dan and I got a good lot of work done today. I got the rest of the Miata sanded. I even patched up some of the other bodywork from the previous session over here. So that's good to go. I had a lot of fun figuring out what was wrong with this. Didn't feel good. Now it feels all right. So get to prime that again. Dan's car. Dan did a lot of work. Dan went at it. He didn't look happy doing it. I don't think anyone's really ever happy sanding. I think it was just like a miserable trudge we deal with because, well, we're poor and dumb. And so we just do things that dumb poor people do, like this. It's not like a smart decision by any means, but this will be worth quite a bit more now. I mean, like the prices of NAs are like through the roof. So I guess I can't argue. I have a 2G DSM sitting right there that I'm hoping fetches a pretty dollar once I'm done with it, so I can build a van. That's it for today. Tomorrow we prime his shitbox. Might even prime mine, but most importantly, I'm gonna get back to work on the Camaro in there for a whole day. Gonna get the pedal set up, gonna get things cut out, gonna get the motor placed back in the bay and see how everything fits, or at least try. That'll be the idea. Once we're done with that, I don't know. Got like so many weekends left before. Here's what I know. This job sucks, and I am super glad that I no longer do this for a living, and that this is now a hobby. I am genuinely grateful that I can just sit on my ass at work during the week and not deal with this crap. This shit's exhausting. Anyways, if you liked what you saw today, hit like and subscribe. And if you didn't, I totally get it. I'd actually understand less why you like watching people sand their shit boxes for almost 9 hours just to still have it look like dog shit, in all honesty. But hey, that's your thing. Hit like and subscribe. And if you're one of my friends and you haven't subscribed yet, fuck you. You're awful.